What's up, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? Glad to see you. It's been a rough Tuesday night, man. We're having some major storms here tonight in North Carolina. Big lines moving through, and we've had like 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, things blowing all around everywhere. So, yeah, it's crazy, and I don't think it's over yet. So, um, got to bear with me here tonight, man. Trying to, like I said, trying to make sure the stuff in the yard and everything else is secure and everything's good. So I could get on here for you guys and show you what's up. So I've been making some progress on the big T28. Got it behind me here, guys. The manual, as you well know, is a PDF. We're working on that and trying to get it out to everybody. But for right now, it's kind of like you're looking on a screen. You got to keep going back and this and that. And there are two variations of landing gear, as you guys know. And so, with that being said, some of you guys went with the other style of pneumatic landing gear. I went with the JP landing gear on mine and the scale wheels. It's a beautiful airplane, looks really nice, and the gear on this thing are outstanding. And probably a lot of you guys are thinking right now, well, where's my sidekick? Where's Wayne? Well, Wayne's mom passed on Thursday. And so he had to fly out to California on Saturday, and her funeral was this coming Saturday. So my buddy's not here, and he is truly missed, and we're hating it. And prayers and condolences go out for him and his family. So, it is what it is, right? And so he's definitely missed here tonight. But I'm doing the best I can with you guys. I used to do this by myself anyway, right? So we'll get it done. Tim, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the love, buddy. Very nice of you. I want to see that video on that purple saxophone you got because it looks really good in the pictures, man. So I can't wait to see that. So with that being said, guys, I've been doing a lot of work in the past couple of 3 days on the T28. Let me pull something up here. I got to get my buddy stuff going across here, man, because let's see, where is it at? There, let's see, there it is right there. Got to get that going across there for our awesome sponsor over at Legend Hobby and Thomas Whelan. Prayers going out for Mean Joe. I think he had some surgery today as well, guys. So definitely keep your prayers high for him as well. And so anyway, back to the T28. As you guys well know, if you've gotten this airplane, the PDF right now we're using is online, and trying to get everything going on and getting it looking good. So there's some things that hopefully I'm going to tell you guys tonight that I'm learning as I go, and hopefully you guys can learn along with me and you won't make mistakes because I'm very cautious when it comes to stuff like this, and I take my time because I want it right and I don't want to make mistakes if possible. And we all make mistakes, and it is what it is. But I don't like to drill holes in certain things or cut certain things until I'm absolutely sure, especially when you can't really fix it, so to speak, without it looking boogered up. And nobody likes a brand new boogered up airplane. So with that being said, let me stand up here. I feel like I'm sitting on the floor, guys. I got a comfy chair here, but it's not good for what I'm doing. So I'm going to move this camera back up here where I normally have it for you guys and get you back up here. Let's see. Work with me here just a minute, camera. There it is. Okay, as you can see, I've got stuff all over my table. Things are everywhere. I'll swing you around real quick and just show you. I've got the T28 sitting here on the table, and you see all my gear and stuff. And check out my pilots, man. These pilots are awesome. I'll show you those in just a second. Over here, you can see the gear door arms. This is or the covers, actually. That's what I've been working on for the wings. I'll show you the wings as well. I want to tell you some things I've got done there. So let me get this camera sitting back up here so I can kind of get you guys back in here and try to not cut my head off if I can do that. So, okay, better, right? All right, so I got a Klondike bar here. You guys, what would you do for a Klondike bar? I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for a Klondike bar right now. I'm getting ready to eat it while I talk to you guys. This is like a Heath Klondike bar, actually, so I'm looking forward to this. I would offer y'all some, but I don't think you're going to get it through the computer, so you just get to watch me eat this one and enjoy it, right? Yeah, that's good. I figure, hey, everybody else eats and drinks on stuff, so I might as well too, right? So anyway, the wings. First of all, in the manual, when you get your, your PDF downloaded or whatever, first thing that they're going to tell you to do is your ailerons. The hinges are already there. You just got to epoxy them and get everything in place. And the biggest thing with putting in these hinges, they're nice big hinges, guys. Matter of fact, I'll show you. They don't look exactly like they're clear, but they're this size right here. These are pretty big hinges, the big ones right here, not the little clear ones, but the big ones. Those are already in the holes in the airplane. The flaps are already done for you. I mean, this is really nice right here. These hinges in here are already C8 or epoxied in. Everything's done there, so you don't have to mess with that. The biggest thing, excuse me, guys, I'm sorry, this is so good. You want some? The biggest thing with the ailerons is you take them off, you take out the hinges, and you want to use some sandpaper, or I'll tell you something I found that works really good, and your wife may actually have laying around the house, is an old fingernail file. These small files right here work really good. One side's rougher, one side's smoother. My wife had some of these. These are awesome because they're not too big, they're easy to work with, and you got two different size grits on them. So those are great. If you don't have something like that, you can get you some 220 sandpaper right here. I use, as you can tell, I use the orbital sanders, so these are great. This is 80 grit, in case you really need to rough something up pretty good, and I'll get to why I have that in a second. I got to eat this before it melts, right? So basically, you want to take out all your hinges, and you want to rough them up, where they're going to go in contact with the balsa on this airplane, both on the aileron itself, the moving surface, and the wing surface side. And you don't have to scrape them up too terribly bad. You just want to rough them up good enough that the epoxy, when it dries well. Now, they call in the manual for 30-minute epoxy. I use 15 because I'm in a controlled environment. It gives me enough time. I've got some 30, but I just use 15 because I like it better, because everything does settle up a little quicker. So that basically, you're going to go in here and you're going to rough up your hinges. You put the wing side hinge in first and push them in until they stand up to a 90. Okay. So in other words, they're going to go in and stand up to a 90, an L shape in the wing side. What I did was I let those settle up pretty good. But before I did that, I took some white lithium grease on a toothpick, and I rubbed it all around the area of the hinge. Matter of fact, let me take one of these. I can show you better than I can tell you. And guys, I mean, I know some of you, this isn't your first rodeo. You're sitting here thinking, why is he telling me this? Well, some people may not have done it, right? And maybe they need to know because they want to try a plane. It's the first build. This is a great model. It goes together very nicely. But as you can see, when you have a hinge like this, right? This is your moving surface in here. This is where you have the rivet that goes through and the hinge actually moves, right? Okay. So what you want to do is you want to rough up this area along in here. If this is where the wood is going to come. Now, typically it's not going to touch anything. So some people say, well, you could cut it off. If it's not touching anything or in the way, I leave it. So in the wing, I didn't cut anything off. I just shoved it in there up to where it needed to be. But I took a toothpick like such, as you can see right here, and with lithium grease on it, and I rubbed it all around this hinge and around this rivet. The reason I did that is because in the event that any epoxy were to come out of the hole or whatever, it would not get on your working surface, which would freeze up your hinge, and then you couldn't do it. You couldn't move it without breaking it or pulling it back out and messing up a whole lot of stuff. So with that being said, always either put Vaseline, which is what a lot of people would use, or like I said, I had white lithium grease. I really like it because I can, just squirt some out of a can and take my toothpick and put it all around here. It works great for me. So again, it's whatever you have around the shop that works for you. So once you put this in the wing side, you push it in as far as it needs to go, and then you want to bend it up to a 90 where it touches the back side of the wing, okay? I let that set up pretty good, and make sure that they're all, in other words, when they're in the wing, you don't want it sitting sideways like that. You want to make sure that they're all up at a 90 degree, right? So put that in and let it set up. And like I said, mine set up in 15 minutes. And while they were setting up, I also did this just to make sure that the lithium grease was working, making sure that no epoxy got on my moving surface. So again, you can just go back in and just kind of lightly touch, make sure everything's good. So once that was said and done, I went in and I took the aileron and same thing. I put a little bit of the epoxy around this part of the hinge, and then a little bit on a toothpick inside the hole, worked it all around in there pretty good. You don't want to overdo it, because if you go sticking your hinge in, and when I put mine in, I turned it, right? I twisted it like this, just kind of get the glue to kind of spiral around. If you put too much glue or epoxy in the hole, guys, it's going to ooze out on you. So in that case, have you either some toothpicks, or either I use tongue depressors, like, or popsicle sticks, so to speak. And like I said, it's whatever works for you. Now, these Q-tips come from Harbor Freight. They come in tons of sizes in one bag, all the way up to, I'm talking huge Q-tips. And I save all my sticks. So whenever I use a Q-tip off the end, once I'm ready to throw it away, I snap the end of the Q-tip off and I save the stick. These sticks come in handy for everything, guys, from mixing stuff to putting it on to getting it off. I mean, they work great. So don't throw the stick away when you're done with the Q-tip. So with that being said, if any of your epoxy should come out of the hole when you slide the hinge into the aileron surface, the moving surface, be ready to take one of these little sticks like this right here that you saved, or a wooden toothpick, get it off, and then take you a small Q-tip like this, dip it in some acetone, and go around the hole. And what that's going to do is that's going to clean up the glue. It's going to get it off the plane. You won't have glue gobs everywhere. It'll take it off really well. And if you keep your little bit of acetone in like a shot glass, you can just stick this back in there and work it around, and it'll take the glue off, and you can use this several times. Okay, you don't have to use every time. I try not to throw away my Q-tips. I try to get several uses out of them, right? So with that being said, once you get your aileron surface in place, you make sure that when it is all the way up, it's touching slightly the leading edge of the top of the wing, or not the leading edge, but the opening where the aileron is going to sit, okay? So in other words, let me do this for you. Let me grab this one because I've got some gear in that one, so I want to show you guys that as well. I'm going to go over that with you a little bit too. So I'll get this over here. So when your aileron goes up, you want it to touch right up in here and run evenly and smoothly, right? You don't want to have a huge gap. And if you look barely, I mean, you can't see hardly between there at all. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see if I can get it closer for you. I can't see you if I'm seeing this, but the finish on this airplane is great. There's hardly much gap in between here at all, and the wing itself. But again, the play is perfect. And then when you push this up, you notice how nicely that lines up with the top of the wing all the way across. Again, you've got time to play if you're using 15 to 30 minute epoxy. Hence the reason you use epoxy that doesn't set up in 5 minutes. And it gives you some working time, and that works out great. So once you get all that in place, let that sit up. Like I said, it's 15 minutes for me. I don't know what it would be for you guys if you have something different. But once that's done and set up, then you take your control horns, which, let me see, where's that bag? Because you got several control horns. I got stuff all around this shop, guys. But I know where it is. That's what matters, right? So, and building these planes is so much fun, guys, if you take your time. If you rush it, you're going to do something wrong, and you're going to go, oh, crap, I got to tear it back apart, so it's going to look boogered up to you. Take your time, guys. Get it done right. Don't rush it. Check. It's like when you're cutting a board, measure 10 times if you have to and cut once. Make sure it's right. So these right here, guys, are your control horns, okay, as far as going into your aileron surface or your other wing surfaces right here. This one back here will be for the rudder, big red one. It's all one piece. So what you want to do is you want to take these are fiberglass for this airplane too, guys, which is super nice, man. I mean, you can't get any better. Well, unless they were metal, but again, I like the fiberglass. It's pretty hard. It's dense. It's not going anywhere, especially on a plane like this, guys. You know, this is a scale flying airplane. It's not a jet. You're not going to be ripping the wings off of it or nothing. These damn bags are harder to get in than putting the plane together. I swear they are, these little Ziploc bags. So, okay, so here is your control horn, so to speak. And this part right here, this flange down here is what's going to go into the actual airplane. And it's going to set flush onto the surface at these points right here. So what you want to do, always take you a file or sandpaper, whichever you have, and you want to sand this shiny off of this, guys, like just by rubbing back and forth. And if you notice, you'll do it up to that edge, right? Where it's, you don't want to go all up here and mar this up. So you just want to kind of go that straight line right down here, right? I got to get that cord out of my way. It's killing me. So once you get that done, then this part, before you put it in the wing, because you're going to have to epoxy it. And when you epoxy it, you know what's going to happen. You're going to get ooze out, right? And you don't want that all over your covering on your airplane. So what you want to do before you put these in, you want to take this wing and you want to tape around the hole that's in the wing itself where this will go into. So you take painter's tape and stay around the edges of the hole. Now, what I did before I ever glued this in, I dry fit it. I dry fit everything several times. I want to make sure it's right. I want to make sure if I need to sand some off, if the hole's too tight. Some things can be way too tight where the opening is, and you need to go in there and take you a one of these X-Acto knives, Legend Hobby, no doubt, and just kind of scrape out a little bit of the wood in there, just enough. You want a snug fit, but you don't want it so tight you got to force it and possibly take a chance on breaking the entry point for that, right? So with that, always dry fit things first. Once you know you got a nice fit and everything works out good, then you want to go in there and then you want to, as I said, tape off around where this control horn is going to go so you don't get epoxy on your covering. Then take you a little bit of epoxy, mix it up, and again, take you a stick, whether it be a toothpick or whatever, and put around the bottom part of this right here. You want to put it around, all the way around this whole area, around the edges and everywhere, right? Don't overdo it, just enough. Once you slide it down into the hole, you're still going to get some ooze out. So once it oozes out, be ready with your toothpick and some acetone. Clean up off the tape because you don't want the acetone. You don't want the tape and the epoxy to harden together, and then you can't get the tape off either because you might as well have got epoxy on there, right? So once you go in there and you clean up, use your acetone to clean up the tape as well. Leave it, let it sit. Once it sits, go back, pull the tape up. Everything looks fantastic. No mess ups, no boogers. Everything's right. So that is the second thing you do after getting the aileron movable surface in this wing. You will put in your control horn. Then they're calling for in the manual to put in your servos. Well, I don't have them yet. I'm waiting to get those along with my engine and everything else is coming. So they'll be here hopefully with that, and we'll get all that done and I can start putting in the servos. So in the meantime, I'm working on the gear doors, the gear themselves. Guys, as I said, I'm going to lift this up and just show you the gear in this airplane are absolutely amazing. They're so scale and beautiful. It's not even funny. I'll show you, this thing's about to fall out of my pocket. Let me stick this in my pocket. So let's see, where are they at? Okay, so I'm going to set this out of the way over here. That's the tail surface of the airplane. Let's see. A lot of nice foam packaging. I keep all this stuff as well. I got more of this stuff than I know what to do with, but I use it for a lot of different things. Okay, so what I'm putting in right now, guys, is the main gear in the right-hand wing if you were sitting in the airplane, okay? So it'd be the right wing if you're sitting in the plane. That's what I'm working on. This is the landing gear. This is the left main landing gear. These are beautiful, guys. I mean, this is JP quality, as you can tell. If you don't know JP, you should. They're fantastic. This grommet right here moves up and down for part of the gear door mechanism. So you'll learn that when you look at the manual too. But I mean, look at the size of that servo, guys. I mean, and the machining. I mean, the quality of these parts is absolutely amazing from JP. So, you know, yeah, Brian, I do love my stuff, right? Brian knows me way too well, fellas. That's the problem. So in installing these gear, I have not screwed this one down in the wing yet for various reasons, because I want to make sure I get the gear doors somewhat in place. I have not epoxy things, but I'm going to show you something real quick, guys. So this is how the gear door comes on this particular airplane. Okay, now it's funny in the manual. The manual, it's great, it's color, but it does not show several things. Okay, and if you've never done a model, you know, actually it's what it is. It's modeling. It's what you have to do. So if you notice, there is a, let's see if I can get this to show up. There's a brake line right here. See the line right here? Can't see the line, can you, Russ? There's a brake line right here. And there's also a brake line down here. There, you can see that one pretty good. It goes all the way across, but it's not cut in the middle. Well, if you don't know, when you're looking at this, you go, well, how's this going to work? And the T-28 is supposed to have this leg. And so what you got to do, guys, you got to come in here. And this is one that I've got somewhat close to being ready. Okay, so I'm going to show you. This piece right here is this piece right here. Let me get my arm out of the way. So you see this? This piece is this piece right here. And this piece down here, right across here where this score line is, well, that is your adjacent half gear door that will be on the main gear as well, that will open with the, once the gear come open, guys, you will have this particular door will open and you'll have another gear door. Let me show you this. So basically this is what you'll have. You're going to have this piece here, and then you're going to have the small piece is going to set up here like so, right? Okay. And I'm trying, I hope you guys can see as best I can what I'm doing. This is your small gear door. This gear door will go to the fuselage like this, right? And so when this gear door rises and lifts, this one will also open on a servo control, such as, and then when the gear goes back down, this one will also close. So now everything, the wheel is totally contained. You can't see it. So this is this lower piece right here. Now, in saying that, when I first started doing this plane, again, it's not in the manual. It doesn't tell you that this has got to be cut off, both of these pieces. Doesn't tell you that in the manual anywhere. And I'm sitting here going, wait a minute, what am I missing? You know, how is it? And I'm sitting here, to be sure, something's not right. And I'm like, and why are these lines here? Why is there a brake line here? I mean, but the manual doesn't specify. So I'm just going, well, so anyway, I start looking at some things and I start really zooming in on pictures. I'm really pulling them in big and looking at them. Well, with that being said, I started noticing that there were pieces that resembled this, and there was a piece that resembled nothing but this right here, right? Kind of like a boot, okay? So I said, well, obviously this line, this has got to come apart. This has got to be broken apart or cut apart. Well, you want to do it as neatly as possible. You don't want to booger that up either, because then this is going to look all jagged and everything. So what I did, I laid mine, I have indoor, outdoor carpet up here on my work table. So it gives you a little bit of softness and compression, and that works great for drilling holes, especially in stuff like this, as I'll show you in a second too. So I laid this down on the table, such as on with the carpet under here. I took, as you can see right here, and I made a straight line with a fine felt tip pin there and down here as well, okay? And in doing that, I take a very sharp blade along with my ruler, which is, where's that at? I'm telling you guys, I got crap scattered everywhere. Hang on one second. Let me put some stuff away so I don't forget where I put it. And yeah, we'll stick this hinge back in this bag because I don't want to lose no hinges. You know what I mean? I'll be stressed out over that. And I'm also going to put these control horns and everything else back in this bag of parts here and put it back where it's supposed to be. I always try to put things back, and I'm gonna get a bite of this Klondike bar while I'm working on that. It's melting. So after I lay this on my table, I take a very sharp razor blade. Now, some of you guys may say, well, I can do this with a Dremel tool. You can if you've got a grinding wheel, cutoff wheel at a very steady hand. That's good too. But what I preferred to do was I take my ruler, and this ruler's got cork on the back of it, which keeps it from sliding and moving, which is really good, and it's got also a little bit of shock absorption to it. So what I do is I lay it on the table with carpet underneath it, as to also not mar my surfaces. And I lay it right up here underneath the line, as you can see, just like that. And I take a very sharp X-Acto. Where is that? Somewhere. I got more mess on this table, guys. Oh, such as just like your standard X-Acto. And I score it. Okay, I don't cut all the way through. I just score it several times carefully. Just keep running along the line. And each time you run along the line, it's going to go a little deeper, a little deeper, a little deeper. And once I get a good score line, you can just about take this then and bend it back, and it'll pop. Okay, and once it pops, you'll have a nice clean line. And once you've got your nice clean lines, then what I do is I take my sandpaper and I lay it flat on the table, and then I took this piece right here and I just went back and forth to get a nice straight and really good looking edge, as I have on this particular arm right here. Okay, that one there turned out really nice. Okay, and so same thing on this piece. And then once you cut this door off, same thing on all of them. Sand them back and forth on a flat, hard surface. That way you get a great square edge. You don't get any wavy lines. Everything's going to look really good. And you'll be glad you took that extra time to do it on a hard surface. Now, with that being said, when you have to go in here and drill holes into this piece right here for your, this is your wheel pant, more or less. Okay, this goes over your wheel, guys. And there is a piece of wood like such. Okay, little piece of wood, and it's going to also be mounted in here as well. Okay, once you get done epoxy in, it's going to be mounted in here. Okay, well, again, if you notice, I've got very clean drilled holes. They're not jagged, they're not ugly, they're not popped out. I didn't pop any of the paint off. And the way I did that, guys, was, again, drilling with a pin vise or pin drill, whatever you want to call it. People call them different things. I use this instead of an electric drill. I use a hand drill. And because I've got more accuracy, I'm not moving too fast. Everything is slow. And in doing that, you know, basically what happens is when you put this on your carpet laying down like this, okay, and you drill through the backside where you make your holes, when it comes out the pretty side of this, as we call it, the shiny side, you don't bust up the fiberglass and mess it up, because you're going into carpet, which is a softer surface, which actually helps tremendously. And, you know, you don't get ugly holes in your stuff. As you can see here, those are very clean. And then from this side as well, they're very clean. Okay. The manual does give you your markings, but there's also another thing you have to do, where you temporarily CA this piece of balsa to the piece on the wheel right here, okay? And it's just a little drop. You don't want it stuck permanently. You just want a little drop of CA with that block sitting up there, so that you can make these marks right here, okay? There's one, and you make another one. Those are reference points. You're going to take this off, and then you're going to use your ruler, and the manual tells you how many millimeters up and how many millimeters to the center of each hole. So really, truly, and guys, I'm going to tell you, make sure when you look at this manual that you're looking for your gear, because if you don't use the proper measurements, because the pneumatic retracts are different measurements for these than they are for the JPs. So I'm just telling you, be sure that you don't get confused and look at the wrong things on these in instructions, because if you do, you're going to make holes in the wrong places, and you're going to go, damn, I've messed it up. And yes, you will. So please, 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 I'm begging you, make sure you are looking at the instructions for what you are doing. Okay. Also, this piece right here, this goes on the shaft of the landing gear as well, with a ball clevis. And this has got to be in the right place too, guys. Now, again, the manual wasn't real specific. It gave one measurement. It did not get a left to right. So you kind of, I'm thinking, well, it's got to be centered. So I went in, and what I did was I took this piece right here, guys, which is one of these, okay? And it's balsa. And I took that piece and I just barely put a drip, I'm talking a dab of CA on it, and let it harden. And then I put the gear door there and looked at it, got all underneath, and lined it up with the ball clevis until I knew where it was. I had to move it several times to get it where it needed to be. But trust me, you don't want to stick it hard because then you can't pull it off and move it around. But you can get in there and look at it. The measurement they give you in the manual, it's not right. So again, you need to really be careful putting this piece on. Don't go by what they say. If you got any questions, you can hit me up. I'll help you as best I can. I'll give you some measurements. Matter of fact, I'm going to probably try to get those to Thomas as well, because that needs to be in that manual. That's pretty critical. And so the numbers that they give, they're the one number they give. They don't give a left and right. They just give an up and down, and the up and down is not even really accurate. So, you know, like I said, look at it really closely again before you go sticking this piece up there, because if you put it in the wrong spot, you're kind of screwed. You're gonna have to pull it back off or break it off or whatever. So that's, you know, as they say, trial and error. And yes, I do read the manual, and the manual in this particular case right here is not accurate. So, and then when you've got two sets of gear, one's telling you one thing, one's telling you another, you got to make sure you got it right. And there's several things for this airplane like that, guys. We know that because this airplane calls for different setups. There's electric setup, there's an engine setup, gasoline setup as far as that goes. And then you've got different retracts and things like that. So this is it's an awesome model, guys. It's beautiful and it's going together perfectly, but you've got to use a little bit of brain power, because if you don't, you're going to mess up something, and then you're going to be, damn, I wish I thought this out a little bit further down the road. So also, this is another thing I'm going to tell you. You notice right here, you've got these two ball clevises right here with your adjustment rod, okay? All right, well, on the pneumatic retracts, there's only one of these bits right here, and it's in the center hole, okay? Which you see the center hole right there. It goes in the center. It's only one. The JP retracts call for two of these, and these will go on each side of the landing gear leg, okay? So again, the pneumatics are totally different, but if you're looking at the manual and you're sitting here and you're looking at a PDF, you don't have a page you can turn, you're having to scroll, you're having to zoom in. It can get confusing, guys, because I can tell you, I catch myself and I'm having to remember what page I need to be on, because sometimes the manual will kick you back to a different location. You got to scroll back to where you were. So just remember that from the pneumatics, I'm telling you. So yeah, so that's the other thing. You have two control arms here and only one on the pneumatics. These are the JP again, I'm telling you. The hinge part on both airplanes, which hinges this particular gear door so it raises up and down, that is the same, okay? There's no difference there. Some things are the same, but things like this and where this little white piece right here goes and where these holes are drilled, not the same. And if you don't have the right one, you're going to make a mistake and you're going to be, oh my God, what have I done? And so, yeah, no fun. Also, this plane comes with a lot of hardware. It comes with a lot of the what you call hex head screws, which are like these right here, guys. These screws are fantastic because I hate a Phillips head. So that's mainly, this plane comes with all of those. With that being said, what I do, there's different sizes, all different millimeters and lengths and this and that. I go in here and I separate out all my screws and hardware in the magnetic trays first. That way I know exactly what I've got to have. So when I get to the gear, it says you need this many of these, this many washers, this many lock nuts, this many of these white pieces like this, this many ball clevises like this. I mean, I lay all my parts out, I count them up, and I make sure I got everything so that I'm not sitting here going, okay, where's this, where's that? So that's just me. I try to be as organized as I can. So yeah, hang on one second. This thing's melting to nothing. Damn, that's good. Gotta love a heat bar. All right. Throw this paper in the trash. Um, Sorry about that, guys, but I've been waiting on one of those all day. So, as of right now, that's where I'm at. Like I said, the gear doors are getting ready to get epoxied in this particular part right here, which is working perfectly. That piece is getting ready to be epoxied. Then they tell you to install the gear with the 4 metric screws. I believe they're M4s by 20 with a washer. That'll be the next thing I do there. And you know, once those are in, then you put in your flap servos, get all your flap linkage rods and everything good. And pretty much once you get that done, a wing is done. I mean, it's wings complete. And then once I get both wings done, I'll start on the tail surfaces. The canopy on this thing is going to be another build. That's going to be pretty cool. It's guys, you could go as crazy with this thing as you wanted to. The canopy of this plane is beautiful. It's several pieces. You got to put it all together. The parts that they give you for the interior of this canopy, yes, they're plastic. Yes, they're stickers, but they look phenomenal considering they're stickers. There's actually a light for the interior of the canopy as well. And also, this particular airplane has room for 2 of these. Bam. These are awesome right here, guys. I'm going to show you real quick. These are the Warbird pilots from Legend Hobby. And let me just get this hooked up here and I'll show you these guys. These are awesome. And in case any of you guys are wondering, I'm going to show you too so you'll know and you'll have all your specifics. These are 10-inch pilots. Same pilots you'd use for the Sky Raider. And that is per Thomas. So I'll show you guys if I can move this out of me. This is basically, guys, for pilot figure. And if this is wide into your rudder, well, yes, it does. That's how it works. You wide into your rudder, okay? And then you can, every time you turn your airplane, your pilot's head will turn. And these pilots are so daggone awesome, man. Their helmets come off. The goggles right here, as you can see, you can raise them by pushing this up and down and actually see his face. All the buckles and everything on these things are just awesome, guys. These pilots are killer. You don't have to get them with the moving head if you don't want them. If that's up to you, it depends on what you want to put into it. But these are awesome, and they come in different sizes. This, as I said, this is a 10-inch tall 8th scale, okay? Just in case you guys were wondering what size airplane. It is a 1/7 to 1/8 scale. And it's high voltage servo in the head. And I will show you too this right here, guys. This is really cool. I mean, these pilots are incredible. I mean, the one we've got for the L-19, he's got headphones. He's got all kinds of gear. I think he's got glasses. But you can see right here, guys, there's a full range of sizes of these pilots. They go from 10 inches all the way up to 22, having all of their, as you can see here, all of their gear that can be taken off of them. Here's another great shot of the group all together. There's pretty much anything from civilian right here, guys, if you guys are flying civilian aircraft, all World War I, World War II, and your modern day aviation. So these are incredible, and the scale fidelity of the uniforms and everything on these pilots is just awesome. And that is also in the Legend Hobby lineup. So if you guys are needing to get you some pilots for your planes, I would tell you to definitely get up with Thomas at Legend and get you some of those, because you guys, it just adds to the look of it, and you'll be glad you did. And some of them that you can get, also you can make them salute. I've seen them do that. So there's all kinds of variations out there what you can do. You know, the skies are the limits for most of this stuff, guys. And you know, you can see where the servo goes right into his butt. I just got a long lead on this one, so you know, you can do whatever you need to do with that. And one other thing I was going to tell you guys tonight too, you know, I know we all use CA in what we do, and I got ice cream on my nose. Damn, thanks guys. Y'all didn't even tell me. Let's see. So this particular company that I use, I don't get anything from them. I just found their their line of CA because of my wife doing woodworking projects and using their epoxies and things like that for finishes on wood. But I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Starbond, but this product right here is incredible. Their CAs are fantastic. They come in different size bottles. This is a 4-ounce bottle, and then this is a 2-ounce bottle of the thin. They also make a super thin. But I'll tell you what's really cool about this company, guys. They send you the real fine, so if you need to get a square into really tight areas, back those applicators, 3 tops, model. They also send you 2 of the red push pins for storage on these bottles that keep your tip unclogged. Fantastic company, Starbond. If you haven't gone to their website, I definitely would check them out, guys, because I really think you'll like them. I've used their CA and stuff for a good while now, and I've never been disappointed. And their kicker, they make an aerosol kicker, and they also make a pump kicker. I've got both. I like both. I take nothing from either one. I tend to like aerosols, but I also bought a bottle of the pump spray this particular time, which is right here, and that's pretty cool too. And it also dries clear, guys. That's another thing I like about it. Some CAs will get white, and these don't. These dry clear, and that's what I really, really like about it too. So yeah, check out Starbond if you haven't. Like I said, I don't get a thing from it. I just found it myself and started using it because my wife uses it and her woodworking project. So it's really good. I think you'll like it. Give it a try. It's not expensive. I mean, and some websites and stuff you go to right now, you can't find CA. And you know, there's other stuff. We know Gorilla Glue and this and that, but I just really tend to like these. And so that's just my 2 cents there. I was going sitting here watching the chat, guys. I've just been rambling on and talking, so I'm gonna go in here and just kind of pull back, see who's been in here tonight. Of course, Keith Christie, thank you for coming. Flying Tiger RC, Mr. Guy Caputo is always in the house, and I'm gonna throw this up there for him too, guys, because he is my buddy. And there you go, guys, right there, Flying Tiger RC. If you have not been to his website, please go and get you some good made stuff right here in the United States, guys. You can get airplane racks, you can get wheel locks, you can get transmitter trays. Excellent company, all veteran made and owned and operated right here in the U.S., guys. So Flying Tiger RC, check him out. Okay, let's see. We've got Shadow Ops is here tonight. John Hilligan, my mom, of course. Thank you for being here. We've been weathering the storm. Reckham Roy's here tonight, guys. Let's see. We got Jeff in Lower Alabama. And I hope all you guys, CBO Hobo, Jeff in Lower Alabama, Kenny, Richard M. I hope all you guys got your batteries. I hope you're happy with them. They should have been there by now. I hope so. If not, let me know. I've got tracking on everything. We've got Jared Kirby in the house. Let's see. Yeah, Rich M said he got his yesterday. Awesome. Good to know. Like I said, Tim Toutant killing it in the house tonight. Let's see. Again, Jared, how are you, man? I hope you guys were okay after the storm. We got Victor RC in the house. Let's see. Going down the way. Ken Wade, my buddy. He's from our flying field. Ken's awesome. Ken's putting together a T-28 too, guys. Can't wait to see his progress and how he's doing. Litz RC, how are you tonight? Good to see you. Hope you're still here. Let's see who else we got here tonight. Brian Brody, my buddy. Yeah, I'm glad to be working on the T-28, Brian. Definitely. It's a great build airplane. Brian's got several nice balsa planes, guys, and he's also got the Gilmore. I want to try to get him on the show and show you guys that one as well, because he's doing a fantastic job on that build. And the man's been around a while building some airplanes. Look, it's funny. When I got him into flying, or he got into flying, and I started helping him to learn to fly better, I never thought the man would be building planes like he is now, man. So he's killing it and doing a great job. And everything he builds, he puts every bit of himself into it and does a fantastic job. So excellent work, buddy. Let's see. Silver Fox RC, how are you? Good to see you, man. Jackson RC Aviation, how are you? Hope Mason's doing well. Let's see. It's Joey Lowe. Hey, how are you? I think that's new here tonight. Glad to have you here. Thanks for coming. Let's see, going down the line. I'm sorry I didn't do this sooner, guys, but I've just been in a talkative mood, I guess. Let me see, where was I? Losing my place here. Um, let's see, y'all let me stand here with ice cream on my nose. Didn't even tell me. I'm missing my sidekicks. What it is, fellas, I'm telling you, I feel weird without Wayne here tonight. I'm so used to him being here. Um, but yeah, so just quick going down the list, man. But guys, thanks all of you. I mean, I've held pretty good numbers tonight with you guys being in here and enjoying all of your comments. Newts are Airborne RC in the house, CVO Hobo. Let's see, going down further. Hey, Guy, appreciate that super sticker, man. Thank you so much, buddy. That's very kind of you. You're so generous, man. We got Craig Beaven here tonight. Lyndon Stewart, all the way from Guyana. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you here tonight. Thank you for being here with us. Guys, I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you being here each week and hanging out with me and Wayne and just being a part of the show and part of what we're doing. I mean, we're just having a good time and we have a passion for flying. And I know a lot of you guys do as well. And you get into building these airplanes, guys, I'm telling you, you don't know what to do. I mean, it just becomes an addiction. I'm going to get you guys over here. I want you to see how nice looking this airplane is sitting here on this table. I mean, just look at the finish on this plane, guys. I mean, that is just amazing. Pardon the other junk in the garage, but I'm just telling you, this airplane is massive. It's going to be beautiful. Like I said, I've got stuff sitting around everywhere. These right here, let me show you these. I think we've shown you these a while back. Let's see, let me get you back up here where I can talk to you. Let me see, I hope I don't drop my camera, sorry. Let's see, let me pan down just a little bit here. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys these. These are awesome. Wayne got these for us. And if you guys do not have them, Mike Fox got them for Wayne. And these are screw and nut measurers, more or less. You have your standard and you also have your metric sizes, guys. And when you're trying to build these planes and the picture say, oh, use a number 2 by whatever, or this millimeter. Close. I mean, but if you got one of these, the question. This one right here, let's see, where is it? I think, and it does tell you at the bottom. Yeah, so this one is your metric, which all the screws for this T28 are metric. So like last night, I was trying to decipher between my, what was it, my number 3s and my number 4s, and just trying to make sure, and this will tell you guys, I mean, if it screws into one of these nuts down here, you know exactly what you got. And then you can also look at it this way, and then you look at the back and see the head sizes, which is really cool. These are made by a company. Let me see, it's on here somewhere, and their phone number is actually on here too. www. Hold on, let me make sure I tell you right. It is www.microfasteners.com. Microfasteners.com. These are awesome, guys, and they're not. I mean, they're like $15 for both of them. You can't beat it. These come in so handy for telling you what sizes you need or what sizes you have. These are perfect. If you've got a plane you're building and you need a screw and you don't have it, this fits it. You know what you got. Boom, you go get you some more. A lot of times Ace Hardware, places like that will have a lot of cool stuff. And you know, they have screws you can buy one at a time if you need to. I love Ace Hardware for things like that. Lowe's, not so much. A lot of times you go to Lowe's, you pull out the bin, they don't have any. They says they do, but they don't have any. You go to Ace Hardware, typically you can find whatever you need. So let's see. I was trying to see what else I had for you guys tonight in here. Oh, and something else you're always going to need putting an airplane together, guys. And I'm sure you all know this. It ain't no secret. I'm just throwing stuff out there in case there's any people getting new to the hobby. These right here are worth their weight in gold. These are calipers, micrometers, as some people may call them. These are Harbor Freight. And I'm going to just tell you what, man, for what, 12, 15 bucks, guys? And they also have smaller and bigger ones as well. These right here are worth their weight in gold. These do millimeters and inches. It comes with a spare battery should you need it. And you can also buy batteries for these at Lowe's. They are digital. They have a great readout. They move very nicely and fluidly. You can also turn the top and lock them into place so they don't move. Not only do you have the measurement here at the top, you have a measurement here, and then you also have a measurement down here at the bottom in case you need to stick it down in a hole or whatever, see how deep it is. These are great, guys, and I'm telling you, if you're building a plane, you're going to have many a time that you need to measure things and tolerances. You need to measure lengths on control rods and things like that. These are worth their weight in gold, especially versus trying to measure something with a ruler. I mean, you know, we love our rulers, don't get me wrong, but you need more than a ruler sometimes, and those digital calipers come in handy. Ain't it right, guys? So yeah, the build is going great, and we got this one to build. We got another one back here to build, sitting under this box. We got a lot of stuff going on, guys, but I'll be glad when my buddy gets back, man. I need him here. Like I said, I miss Wayne not being here to help me do things and get things going. Plus, we also are doing a side business, of which we're doing home improvements, along with my other job, of which I run a business every day. So we don't stop. And so hopefully once he gets back here, we can get back in a regular schedule and get some things finished up that we've got to finish for some clients that we've already got, and get some airplanes going, because we want to put on for you guys to see them. Correct weather issue, like right, man, we times up 20 mile hours, tornadoes around. Right now it's pretty quiet and calm. I think we're out of the dark. I think it's moving on now off the coast. What's up, Steve from Killer Plains? How are you doing? And the lovely Miss Denise. Hope you guys are having a good day. You guys might be getting some weather up there too, because I think the storm is heading y'all's way, and you guys may be getting snow. It's been 65 here today with that storm. I don't know what it's going to do up north, but if you guys get the amount of liquid that we got here from it, and you've got the cold up there, you're going to get pounded, because it'll be ass deep to a giraffe up there in no time. Yeah, Jared, I will definitely do that, man. Appreciate all the condolences, guys. It's life, right? And nobody wants it to happen. Nobody. And I hate it for Wayne. Let's see, Brian, anybody know of a tap and die for this hobby? You know, Brian, it's funny. I was thinking about you tonight when I was screwing some rods into these ball joints like this right here, man. These are pretty hard nylon, and I thought Brian used to have a thing that would tap some of this stuff. I wonder if he still got it. But you know, you can go Lowe's and buy certain size taps and things like that individually. You can buy a kit. Kits are expensive to a degree. Harbor Freight's got a kit that goes from real small to medium size, and then from medium size up to bigger size. I've got a tap and die set here that is for several different size screws from metric to standard. But I can normally get these going. Steve said we got 14 inches the other day, and what happened that you mentioned? Well, Wayne's mom passed on Thursday last week, so he's in California right now with his family, and he'll be coming back hopefully next week, and maybe by next Tuesday night he'll be here. I hope so. Let's see. Ken Way says maybe Dubro starting with 256. Yeah, I mean, typically, you know, 440, 256 are going to be your standards for threaded rod and things like that on these particular airplanes. So with that being said, yeah, I mean, you could probably find it if you look around. Like I said, you might get your hands on it. I'm sure there's some companies out there in this particular hobby that probably offer something like that. Tug Hill RC said they had about the same amount of snow at in their place too. Let's see. See you, Craig. Appreciate you coming back, man. Get some good rest, and you stay safe as well, buddy. Yeah, Ken, we got to get to the field, man. Get some flying done. Me and Wayne flew Monday for our annual what was it? New Year's Day lunch that we had. And guys, we do that every year. So if you're in the area on New Year's Day, always come out. You can bring a dish, or you can just come eat and fly. But we had a lot of food. We had barbecue chicken. We had brisket. People brought plates of food, desserts. We had all kinds of stuff, and it was really good. Up, look at Kenny throwing up the link. Sitting at the back of the bus. F you, Kenny. Appreciate the help, man. Kenny put a link up here for the tap and die set. So there you go, Brian. Kenny's hooking you up. Check out that link and see what you can find. And guys, if you hadn't hit the thumbs up button, do it. That's my mom's thing. She's always trying to get you guys to do that, and I appreciate every bit of it. So hit that thumbs up button and show the love. It lets the algorithms know that you're enjoying what you see. And obviously you guys do, you keep coming back. So you must like something. Let's see, Mom's out of here. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it, Mom. Love you. Let's see. Just make sure I'm trying to read the comments. Yeah, it does suck. It sucks for everybody, man, but it is life, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen to all of us, sadly enough. Pimp daddy. But yeah, guys, I hope maybe I helped you guys on this plane, and I'm gonna keep you informed as I keep building this airplane. We got some great stuff coming for it, so don't get lost, because I think you guys are gonna be really interested in what you see that we're gonna be doing to this airplane. It's gonna be cool, and like I said, it's gonna be a fantastic build. I'm looking forward to getting it finished. As soon as Wayne gets back, we're gonna start on some of this other stuff and get that done as well. Hopefully get the RQ-7 back up with some bomb drops that Thomas is making over at Legend. Those should be up on the website with the actuators where you can buy different size bombs and you can drop those. And they'll hold up 15 pounds, guys. So you can put your flour, you can put whatever in them, your powder, baby powder, whatever. When it hits the ground, you'll get a nice poof. And if you put tanzanite in there, well, you won't have a bomb to put them in no more, I guess. We say wash hands. Yeah, no doubt, wash some hands. Especially this day and time, because everybody's sick, man. There's been more people with the flu. Thank you, Shadow. I appreciate it, buddy. I'll definitely do that. Let's see. Just trying to read chat, make sure I ain't missing nothing. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate it. Try to have a good show. Try to keep you guys informed. I mean, building these airplanes is just fun, and putting things together. If you think putting together your foamies is fun, guys, these are great. They can be frustrating to a degree too, but at the same time, it's so rewarding when you get it done. And as my friend Brian always said, nothing flies like balsa. Well, he's right. I mean, balsa is the ticket. Composite's probably good too. I haven't really had a composite plane yet, so I can't compare to that. I can only imagine it flies better because it's going to be even more rigid than balsa, and definitely even foam. So yeah, thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. I definitely wash the hands. But guys, thank you for coming tonight. I hope I gave you some information. If you have any questions ever, all you gotta do is hit me up at jeffscustomrc@gmail.com. I'll try to answer any questions I can, or you can come in here and comment. Please always comment if you got questions. I hope you'll do that. I'll help you any way I can, or if I can't, I will direct you to somebody that can. Because we here at Legend Hobby always want to answer you questions, guys, and help you in any way we can. And please, rather than bashing something, always reach out to try to ask somebody, because there's a great team of people at this company, and we will all help any way we can. And Thomas is just awesome to work with. And if he can answer a question, he will do it too. And so, and yes, Steve, foam is great when it is properly enforced. Yes, it is. You can bounce it off the ground. You can roll it all around. So yeah, I love you, buddy. So yeah, if you've ever got a question, reach out, let us know, and we'll help you any way we can. And we just appreciate you guys for supporting us and being here with us each week and sharing the love. And I hope you'll continue to. And we'll be bringing you some great airplanes and showing you some good stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to let you guys get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night. Please be safe and watch out for these storms, guys. Stay warm wherever you are, because some guys are in really cold climates. And hope to see you back here next week. And hopefully we'll have some more progress on this, because I'm really into it now and I'm enjoying it. And hope to be getting a power plant for it soon. And my servos and everything coming along. This plane's going to be awesome, guys. So you'll want to stick around for it. Take care. Wayne, if you're watching, be glad when you get back, man. Miss you, buddy. Love you. And you guys take care. Have a safe week. I'm Jeff's Custom RC Flight Club, and we'll see you next week right here, same time, 8:30. Take care, guys.